Hello, good people of YouTube. Well, as like a preemptive strike, I'm gonna tell you now before I upload the vlog. We're back from Costa Rica, and I'll explain why in the vlog that I pre-recorded. And also, one cool thing, I managed to sneak 6 drinks back into the country. So there's going to be 6 Costa Rican drink reviews labeled as such. Costa Rican drink review number 1, blah 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 blah. So what I have here is something I'm kind of fascinated with. It's the $1 Walmart pocket knife. If you go into the airsoft knife section of Walmart, they will have this farthest down the aisle where I found it. They have like a $9 one, and then they have this one for like $1. Now I know you're thinking $1 knife, that's gotta be shit. That's what I thought too, and I thought, you know what, it's kind of worth it. You know, it's $1. You know, it's like a shit knife, but I was actually pretty fucking wrong, and I will go into detail on why this knife is actually kind of fucking awesome. First off, I'm going to compare it to my $30 Gerber knife, which I absolutely fucking love. This thing is fucking amazing. It's all steel. It's got 2 fast thingy pegs. I forget what they're actually called. They're like fast something. The handle is pretty see-through. It's got a nice little clip on there. It's got some decent construction on there, keeping that clip on there pretty well. Yeah, it's a pretty big knife there. Does the job very well, whether it be cutting or cutting like boxes and stuff like that. I basically have knives around for those situations where you never know when you're going to need a knife, and I don't condone knife usage for violence or anything like that, because it just takes one idiot to just go on a knife rampage somewhere for them to try to do what they're doing with guns right now, or they restrict it, or they raise the age limit, or they put restrictions on it, or if you get caught in public, you know. So I don't condone the use of knives for violence. Self-defense, perhaps, depending on how bad the situation is. If you're in need of it and you have one, and, you know, you gotta do what you gotta do to get through the day, that's completely fine, but I don't think knives should be used for violence. But yeah, I've been in plenty of situations where I've needed to cut something real quick, or I couldn't have done it without the knife, or the knife just makes it 10 times easier than trying to like claw at it with your fingers or looking for something. So yeah, that's why I like carrying around a knife. You just never know when you're going to need one, and they do come in handy a lot of the times, you'll find. Some days you'll just have it on you, nothing really, but it doesn't really do any harm. It just kind of sits in your pocket. These nice little clips kind of make it hang out. But thing I'm going to compare here. The blade is obviously no match for the Gerber, but it is very sharp and it has serrated edges. So you're not going to get an extremely clean cut, but it's going to get the job done. Like if you need to cut through like a shit ton of shipping tape, or like you need to get into a box real quick, or you need to cut through like a rope or something with a lot of string or something, it's going to get the job done, no fucking problem. Whereas this one, you'll get a nice clean cut if you need it, and then you've got the serrated part just in case, you know, you need something quick, something done better. But yeah, this is basically the Gerber knife. Really good knife. If you're looking for a carry-around knife, whether it be for work or just in case you ever need it, this is the one I'd recommend. It's relatively cheap, really good quality. It closes down here. It's one of those pincher ones where you gotta pinch it, and it goes in there. It's just sleek. It's nice. It's durable. It does the job. But here is the $1 Walmart knife. Now, noticeable differences is it's obviously got a cheap plastic handle. The blade isn't as awesome, but it still fucking does the job. There's only one of the fast switchy pegs on this thing. It does have a pocket thingy to keep it in your pocket, which is pretty cool. I like those. But the thing about this is, I mean, it's $1 and it's got finger contours, as you can see here, for your fingers, you know, to put your finger in there. Example. Alright. You know, put your fingers in there, grab it. You're comfortable. You're comfortable with holding it. You know? Stuff like that. So, I thought this thing would be a piece of shit. I honestly did. So when I got it and I held it, I was like, wow, this isn't bad. It's got a pretty decent blade. The blade isn't all that thick, but it's definitely not going to crack on you. I've cut through a couple of cardboard pieces with it already, just as tests. I cut through one aluminum can as well. That went out pretty well. I mean, it doesn't really struggle to cut through anything that you're going to need to cut through. It's just really, I was blown away. And then right here, which is a nice little feature, it's got like a little hole in it, so you could put it on a keychain, or you could put a string to it and tie it onto your belt if you needed to. But I don't see this thing breaking off. I think that's just an alternative. This thing is on there pretty solid. And then if you want to close it, you got to press down on this part right here where my thumb is, and then you just close it like that, and it closes. Nice, easy breezy. So yeah, I thought that was pretty fucking cool. That this $1 Walmart knife, though it can't compare to the Gerber knife, is still pretty quality for $1. Let me just recap all the features. First off, feature number 1, you get a pretty decent blade that's not going to crap out on you, mostly serrated, but still got some nice little cutting to it, you know, if you need to do a straight line. Like, let's say you're trying to cut through tape. There you go. And let's say you're trying to cut through something you don't really care about. You know, you just go straight through it with the serrated part. Like you're just trying to get into a box. We've all been in those situations where something stupid like this, where like this plastic, where it's just the entire thing is this plastic and you can't rip it out. This knife would go straight into there. I'm going to just... It only took so long because I'm using my one hand while I'm balancing the camera, so I didn't want to kind of just make it go through all the way through into the computer. But yeah, so it's going to cut straight through that bullshit, and you know, you're going to get what you want out faster. So it's got the nice knife, the nice thing. It's got the quick peg just so you can get it out of there real quick. It's got a decent handle. The handle, though it is made out of cheap plastic, it doesn't exactly feel like it, so it's not like a shit feel when you hold it. It's got the finger contours, which is nice. It's got a nice little edge down here so that it just feels more comfortable with that on there. It's got the nice little string through hole right there. It's got a belt clip or a pocket clip. That's actually pretty fucking cool. And then it closes like this and folds up. Now, aside from its conventional uses, which would be cutting things open or what have you, whether you use it for hunting or just you need a knife if you're going camping or something, this knife can also be used as a carry-around knife in place of one of these. Let's say you're going someplace like to a concert where you are bringing some money, and I've done this before, where I take the money and I'll use the clip part as a money clip. Basically, I'll put my money inside the clip there. And you've got a nice knife like I do, my Gerber knife. You don't want to carry it around with you, you know, into a concert because you don't know if they're going to let you in and they're going to do checks. So if you get stopped with this knife and they ask you to give it up, it's a $1 knife. You can go and get another one at Wal-Mart. You don't have any sentimental attachment to it. You didn't pay much for it, and it's pretty quality. So if you want to use it as a money clip or something like that in place of a wallet, if you're going someplace like a concert and you're unsure if they're going to take it, well, use the Wal-Mart one. And then you got the Gerber one for when you're going out later. But yes, another thing that I don't exactly know too many people have thought of doing right off the bat would be using a knife as a money clip. I don't have any money offhand. I guess I could use this receipt. Give me 1 second. See? Just like that. You put the money in there. Obviously, the money's not going to be as bulky. You just kind of slide the money in there, and it's good to go right in your pocket. If anybody tries to take your money, it's on your knife, so you're going to feel it, 1. And 2, if you can do it fast enough, you got something to be like, hey, fuck off. This is my money, you know? It's like a knife, you know? So, it's a good alternative for a wallet and some sort of protection. I don't know. Certain people use knives as self-defense mechanisms to make themselves feel safer. But, yeah. So those are really good things. This Walmart knife, $1 Walmart knife, pretty fucking quality, worth a pickup, especially if you need one on the fly or something. Definitely worth it. I'd pick one up. I thought it was pretty cool. 10 out of 10. Thanks for watching, guys. See you later.